Riding a horse takes many skills. Patience, determination, perseverance. But most of all, it takes courage to climb up on a half-ton animal and trust that nothing bad will happen. To make it as far as she has in the 10 short years she's been alive, Abigail Hayes has had to exhibit all of these traits. But none of the others would have mattered if she didn't have courage. Abigail was born at 37 weeks. Not terribly early for a preemie, but that didn't preclude her from having her share of issues.
She came out in respiratory distress. She wasn't breathing, she wasn't crying. We didn't know what was going on. Jeff was confused, and they just whisked her out of the room. And the next thing I know, Jeff came in and said we had to name her, and I kept asking for her, and he said I couldn't see her. She had to go down the CHOP.
A lot of confusion, a lot of I don't know. You kind of just take for granted that you're going to have this child and you're going to take it home, and that we weren't able to take her home.
She was born with what was called Vacteral syndrome. Each letter stands for a birth defect. She had 5 of those 7 birth defects, but her biggest life-threatening one was because her esophagus didn't develop correctly, and it connected itself to her airway, which allowed everything to go into her lungs. So she had to have surgery at, I think she was like 20 hours old. That initial surgery saved her life. And then from there, the journey started.
A journey that didn't end with her discharge from the hospital 7 weeks later.
I was feeding her and she blue spelled in my arms. He was able to call 911 while I resuscitated her. I think I was waiting for her to die. I think seeing her in my arms lifeless so many times that there was actually a point where I remember praying that just decide what you want to do to God, because I just couldn't do it anymore.
At a little over 12 months, Abbie had another surgery, this time to move a major artery that caused her to stop breathing when she was placed on her stomach.
Here, she hadn't crawled because her breathing was compromised. I felt irresponsible again, that I didn't know she was having trouble breathing. That every time I tried to force her on her belly to do belly time, she actually couldn't breathe in full capacity. So I carried that burden around for a while. I think I wonder what every other mother thinks who has a premature child, or a child who's lost, or a child who has a birth defect. Like, did you do something wrong in your pregnancy? Did you go jogging when you shouldn't have? That's why research is just so important. I've grown into the March of Dimes even more and more and more because of those guilty feelings.
When Abigail was 5 years old, she was diagnosed with a rare genetic disorder that affected her not only physically, but cognitively as well. It was because of this new challenge that the Hayes discovered Sebastian Riding Associates, a nonprofit therapeutic and educational riding stable.
She's always loved animals, she's always loved horses. So it was like the perfect place for her, for where she had to do something she didn't want to do. Physical therapy to her is work.
Oh yeah.
We were able to intertwine that, where it was something that she was helping her body and helping her stay stronger and healthy, but yet she was excited.
Good, Abbie. Eyes up.
Abbie is such a pleasant kid and happy to be here and loves the horses, and she works hard, and she doesn't know she's working hard.
I like riding Jax because he's very fun to ride on and super big.
My name's Jerad.
Abbie.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. You want to come over here in the dugout with me, and I have something to give you. I won't buy it, I promise. Got a jersey here for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is for you.
This is for me? Oh, thank you very much. I didn't think I was getting any gifts today.
Meeting Jerad was like insane. I mean, for this big guy to be able to have the patience he had with, trying to speak to Abbie, waiting for her answers, when he gave her that jersey.
You're super nice.
Oh, thank you.
Asking her questions and answering his questions.
You're the only person I'll answer questions from today.
What's your favorite ice cream?
My favorite ice cream would probably be cookies and cream.
To get this is huge for her. Like, she doesn't get awards. She can't play field hockey. She can't play soccer. She can't do all the things her sisters do. They get these little plastic trophies, and Abbie wants one. But then she just got that awesome experience where she got to meet this big guy who had this big heart and gave her this jersey. It was a day for her, but a day for Jeff and I, because we got to see that smile on Abbie. I see so much potential in Abbie, and I see she can grow with all of these great things she's getting just from that experience with the Phillies, just from all the stuff at school she's getting. I see how much she's developing and maturing.
Hello, everybody.
And I know that it'll continue as long as we continue to be the parents that we are and we have the family that we have that supports her. She can be anything. I don't think there's anything holding her back.